Hello, this video is about multiplying binomials, and the method that we're going to talk about is the FOIL method. So first, FOIL is just a mnemonic for keeping track of multiplying binomials, and a binomial is what's in the parentheses. Bi means two, so there's two terms inside the parentheses, and you'll notice it's two binomials. The FOIL, the F stands for the first of the both binomials that you multiply. O is for outer, I is for inner, and L is for last. The rule is that you multiply in this order. This is just a way to keep track of multiplying, and then you combine like terms. When you do the FOIL method, after you multiply, there are going to be 4 different terms, and then 2 of them can be combined. Okay? So the first are the 2x and the x, so they are the first ones in each binomial. The outer are the 2 outers like this, the 2x and the 4. The inner are the 3 and the x, and then the lasts are the 3 and the 4. Okay, so when you multiply, this step right here shows you that 2x times 4, or 2x times x is the first one right here, and then that 2x goes all the way to the 4. So basically, also, this multiplying binomials is everything in the first parentheses has to be multiplied by everything in the second. And it's kind of like a double distributive property. The 2x times x becomes 2x squared. You have to remember your exponent rules. 2x times 4 becomes 8x. 3 times x becomes 3x, and 3 times 4 becomes 12. If it's easier for you, you can write out these steps, or sometimes you can go right to this step. But you should have 4 terms when you multiply, and make sure that you've accounted for every single combination there are. There's 4 combinations. The 2 middle terms right here are what get combined like terms. They have just an x to the first power. The 2x squared and the 12 cannot be combined. And all 3 of these cannot be combined together. This is your final answer. This is as simplified as you can go. So let's do a couple of examples. Again, we're going to look at the FOIL method here, okay? FOIL is first, outer, inner, and last. So let's do this first example. When I do it, I actually like to use arcs or brackets, okay? So I'm going to say 3x times 2x is 6x squared. Then I'm going to say 3x times 5. So I've done the firsts and the outers. And this is 15x. Now I'm going to do the inners, and that's plus 8x, and now I'm going to do the last. It's the 4 times 5 plus 20. These 2 middle terms are what gets combined together, the terms with the x. When you do these binomials, you're always going to have an x squared term, like this, 6x squared. You're going to have an x term, in most cases, 23x, and then you're going to have a constant term, plus 20. And right here is your final answer. It can't go any further than that. Let's do another example. So my first is the 3x times 2x, which is 6x squared. My outer is the 3x times negative 5. Make sure you carry that sign with it. So it's minus 15x. My inner has negative 4 times 2x, which is negative 8x. And my last is negative 4 times negative 5. Make sure you check those signs, too. And I have plus 20. And then I combine my middle terms that are like terms, and it becomes 6x squared minus 23x plus 20. If you notice these 2 that I just did, they're almost the same. They have the same numbers, but some of their signs are different. So if they look different in the binomial, they're going to look different in your final answer. Let's do one more down here at the bottom. 4x minus 6 times 3x minus 1. We're going to do the firsts, which is 4x times 3x, which is 12x squared. We'll do my outers, which is 4x times negative 1, so it's negative 4x. Inner is negative 6 times 3x, which is negative 18x. And my last is negative 6 times negative 1, which is a plus 6. Combine like terms, and I have 12x squared minus 22x plus 6. And that's my final answer. And it has an x squared term, an x current term, and a constant term.